My name is Marinda, and I am a plant lover. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved going into our family garden and picking the produce from the plants. I loved being able to see that the fruit was how the plants grew and how they were caring for them, and then picking the produce, and then our family being able to benefit from that garden. I also loved spending time with my mom. My mom taught me all that I have learned about plants and their names and how to care for them, and she really helped me to learn that I had a passion for plants and that I loved them and loved being outside and working with them. I plan to go to BYU, Idaho to study horticulture, this is a good choice for me because I love plants, and in my future then I look forward to being able to work with them for the rest of my life. I decided to learn about floristry for my senior project, and there are many different places that a florist can work. A florist can work in a small florist shop. They can also work in a retail business, or they can work at a grocery store in the flower department. To become a florist, you have to have some important characteristics. First, you need to have an artistic eye. You need to be able to see when colors look good together, or you just need to be able to see when things look good together and be artistic. Florists also need to be able to know several different types of flowers, so that they can then put those flowers into beautiful arrangements that look good together. Florists also need to have great people skills. Florists are working with people all the time, and they need to be able to listen, understand, and then help those customers get what they want. They need to be able to help interpret the customer's wants and needs and then put that into a arrangement. To become a florist, you only need to have a high school diploma. College degrees are not required, but it is encouraged, and you can have a more likelihood of being able to get a job at a florist shop if you have a degree and proof that you are a pro at your field, being a florist. I have gained many skills in floristry in my life. Ever since I was growing up, I loved picking flowers, even dandelions, and putting them together in like beautiful arrangements that I thought were beautiful. And then since then I've worked and kind of tried to learn more about it, putting flowers together and making them look nice together. And from those skills that I've gained, I would like to learn more and perfect those skills. And I plan to do that by going to BYU, Idaho to get an education in horticulture, to get a bachelor's degree in horticulture with an emphasis on floral design. It would take about 8 semesters to complete to finish my degree. Tuition is about $2,000 each semester, and $2,000 for housing. Even though college would be a huge cost, I feel like it would be worth it to me to be able to gain these important skills in horticulture and floristry, and be able to then be an expert in the field, and then be able to use that knowledge and skill that I gain for the rest of my life. Most florists start at the bottom and then work their way up to becoming a florist. This means that most start by sweeping the floor or delivering flowers arrangements to people, or being a cashier, and then they pick up skills that from the florist that they will then be able to use as they advance and use those skills to then they can advance into being a florist for that shop. In 2014, there were 58,700 florist jobs in America. The demand has been dropping since then. There's less demand for florists in the past years because people are willing to just buy freshly cut flowers like at the grocery store and no more elaborate arrangements. Those are going out. If you start at the bottom, like sweeping the floor, then you would probably get paid minimum wage. As you advanced and became more of a florist, then your salary would increase with that advancement in jobs. The median wage for florists is $11.91. Some jobs come with insurance and retirement benefits. Small locally owned florist shops would probably not have these benefits, but if you worked at a grocery store as a florist, then you could possibly have insurance and retirement benefits from that bigger company. As a florist, you have to be able to understand that vacation time, you have to not take vacation time during holidays because those are the busiest times of the year. During Christmas, Mother's Day, and Valentine's especially, there are tons of arrangements that are ordered, and all the florists have to be on deck to make all of the arrangements beautiful and ready to go out for that special day. I had the opportunity to job shadow Georgia and Stephen at Boise at its Best Flowers. This was a very cool experience for me. I got to observe them as they arranged beautiful arrangements. I got to learn how to price snacks for the front of the shop, and I learned how to strip leaves and thorns off of roses so that they would be ready to then be put into arrangements. I was also able to put the greenery in the base of the arrangements before the flowers were put in, and that was really cool for me because that was really arranging and I had fun doing that. Before I went to and shadowed at the florist shop, I thought that florists only worked with flowers, but as I shadowed there more and more, I realized that this is not the case. Florists also, they work mostly with flowers, but they also make arrangements with snacks and books and other things, and goodie baskets, and so that was a surprise for me. I also learned that people skills are crucial to being a florist. Time and time again, when I was shadowing, I saw the florists making the customers their #1 priority and helping the customers to be able to get what they needed and making them feel good and loved while they were helping them. I learned that florists do everything with their hands. They cut flowers, they arrange with their hands, and they even break styrofoam with their hands. They do everything with their hands. I also learned that florists make a huge impact on their customers' lives. They make arrangements for weddings, Mother's Day, or anniversaries, prom, funerals, and they even make arrangements for people that are sick or in the hospital. Florists make arrangements for birth and death and everything in between. I was so impressed by how they're there for all of the good, the sad, the bad occasions, but they're always there, and they're trying to make people feel better and happier. After learning all about florists and what they do, I have decided that floristry is not exactly what I want to do with my life. I like it, but I prefer working outside in the dirt and making flowers look good outside in the soil, more landscaping than floristry. But I think in college I will probably take a couple classes just to learn more about it, because it is cool to me. I have really loved being able to learn about floristry and myself during this project, and it has really been fun for me. And I'm very excited to go to college and take the next step in my life and be able to learn more about plants, and then use that knowledge and those skills that I gain in school for the rest of my life.